Hello there everyone, Scion Mark III and welcome back to Mashinky Play Along, as I've decided to call this project because I didn't have a name for it when I did the first part actually. Main thing to note is we've advanced by about a year and a half-ish, just waiting for train 7 to get from here all the way to the far end of the track and then back again. I was just like waiting for it and it's like, oh, I didn't realise it was so long. So yeah, turns out this is a bit of a long track ride. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, I think I need to get the lead out a little bit. This is part 2 I'm starting to work on right now, but Dama really has been getting into this game in a big way. I mean, I think it's part like 5 or 6 right now. Let me double check real quick. YouTube gods, I call upon ye. Tell me where my rival, friend. Yes, friend. I was going to say no friend, no inspiration, but no, damn it, it's my friend. So, yeah. Part 6, yeah. Dama's hit part 6 over here, so he's also several eras ahead of me as well. So I need to be playing catch up. Speaking of, Dama is also the one that gave me one comment on my last video, so there is that. And he's basically pointing out that I've been building my stations to go up to size 8. Apparently there's a steel tier upgrade that takes it up to size 10. I just don't think I played around enough in that era to get that upgrade, or it's an update that was added with an update. Yeah, an upgrade with an update, not an update with an update. That's redundant. An upgrade added with another update, because I don't remember something being able to do that to length 10. But if Dama says there is, then there is. He's played more of this later tiers more lately than I have. So, now that I'm done tripping over myself, let's continue. I need to get into gear, not just for that, but also because I've got 5,000 cash, 200 lumber. I've got deforestation going on for the next 8 years. Plenty of time on that one, which is good because I need to short my wood supply. But also I want to make sure I get the 100 coal tokens for the early Steam Age. And why do I say that? Because plus foundry production. Some era advances are more or less useless, like they give you a free engine, which is usually like a knockoff or bargain bin version of an existing engine. Something that's an upgrade to what you've got, but not as good as the actual mainline one that you have to actually pay for. So normally when I get a free engine, I just sell them. I know you don't get anything, but I just don't want them sitting around clogging up my train list. But some eras give you plus this or that efficiency rating, and try to hit those whenever you can. They are very good to get. Anyway, things to note. Oh yes, last time I used jump cuts last time. There's the wording. I used jump cuts to get around between segments, and I found it kind of jarring. I also remember how I used to do that with you know, actual time lapses and stuff, and I saw Dama doing the same thing with time lapses on his end. So yeah, I'm gonna nick that from him and go back to how I used to do things and time lapse rather than do massive jump cuts. Jump cuts works for other games I'm doing right now, but not as good for this one. Not for showing like track sections going down. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. Let's start hooking in more industries and I think more passengers as well. We've got plenty of spare capacity on our passenger line. We can do that too. Okay, first key part going on is a small matter of 8 trains. Yeah, small matter of 8 trains. I'm going to tell them to... well, I'm just going to make sure that the orders are set. Yeah, station 4. These guys should be station 5. Yes, okay, well, all set. Okay, so I'm going to need more than that, though. I mean, I've got 2 trains operating just that, so this one's probably going to need like 3, maybe 4. Let's give me a third one. And let's actually start rolling these guys out of the depot. Just to make sure. And slowly they emerge one by one. So, I've used the clone stamp tool to put down the pre-existing connections for this line. And I've just wired it all in, basically. So there's an extra junction here just to allow for connection to these 2 toolworks, but up here I didn't bother, it's just like a straight line crossing kind of thing going on. But everything should be working properly. In theory. Oh, I also need to extension these coal mines if I can. I can. Okay, coal storage, yes. Boost the output. Because I might as well. Whoops. Yeah, I'll leave that there for now. I can always bulldoze it later if I need to. Fun fact, you can bulldoze building extensions. But already these things are going around the lines quite nicely. Bit of wood, time to progress. Got my wood, excellent. Coal train is starting to flow up to here. There is something I can do to improve this, and there's no reason why I shouldn't, which is the heating plant 5 to 2. While it's 3 to 1, 5 to 2 is a slightly better ratio, so that's a slight improvement. The only drawback is it costs 85 wood. But my wood supply is good enough to actually support that. So I'll allow that to happen. And here comes our first coal shipment. Ta-da! Let there be coal. Just have to keep an eye on these things to make sure I've got enough trains rolling around on it. Let's see, you're loading up right now. Here comes a coal train coming back. Okay, I'm fine for station 9. Good. Station 10. Depends on when the next train comes in. I think I need another coal train for station 10. Also, the lumber mill seems to be okay. Okay, good. Right. The other thing I partly did, but then I decided to wait to get a bit more finances in the bank, is I've actually connected Kilmarnock and Gloucester? I'm never quite sure how to pronounce names that have that in them. Even though I'm British, I should know, but no. I would attach further afield, but in time constraints make me think maybe just attach to these 2 here as counterparts, using almost entirely the existing track. So that's probably going to do. Almost enough to advance the game, actually. That's getting pretty close. I've also got that deforestation to do. Yeah, let's focus. Let's get revenue sources up first. Delivery of coal, thank you. Revenue sources and deforestation. Let's get those things rolling. Okay, and now we're doing it again. We have got... I've issued a replacement order for the existing trains on the main passenger track. I've also done the connection now, again using simple connection right here, to Brighton and to Buckingham. Thing is, I couldn't quite afford all the trains because I'm low on lumber, so I'm just going to hold off on that right now and get the trains at least out there. I've got 3 between Gloucester, I think. Gloucester and Brighton. And then the other 2 trains, I've only got 1 train right now because I've not actually been able to afford to buy them. I need to make sure I've got enough saved to do these train upgrades that are coming in right now. Which will take maybe a year or so, as far as this game is concerned. So, I've got actually, wood is taking up quite reliably. Main problem is I've just got all these trains waiting to come in. Look at that, only worth 150, while these other trains are worth 300. So, shows the difference between the distances. I mean, that one's got quite a bit more to go, while these guys are more local. That's why I wanted to connect it over here instead. More value. Now that said, these trains are going to get replaced somewhere in the nearest future, depending on available resources. And yes, I do have a rail extension there. I could get first class coaches, but I'm holding off on that just for the moment, because I'd rather invest my wood and coal in better engines and into advancing my era ahead of the time. Besides, I need to get these routes actually running properly before I actually start fiddling around with stuff like that. I think we've got our deforestation issues solved. We're getting kind of close, but we've got slightly over a year to build up more funds. Because there's one less thing I want to do, which is why I put off advancing to second era as long as possible. I'll explain it when we get there. Hopefully we'll be able to do it to all the towns that I've got. In the meantime though, this is the forest that needs deforesting. We need to deliver 1,000 lumber from this thing. And we've got like 4 years to do it. If need be, we can still buy more upgrades to boost the production even further, but for now, it's just getting things moving. Double check. We still need to build up 100 lumber for this as well. There's also something I'd like to actually go and set the record straight on. I said last episode, like, the Toolworks doesn't really give any bonuses, so yeah. Turns out I was wrong. I was looking around and I have to spot this one up here that I've connected to now actually gives 4 lumber tokens to 4 timber. Yep, 4 wood, 4 wood, 1-to-1 ratio. Very, very effective. But normally they are operating in the 4-to-3 range. So it's still worth checking. Looks like it applies to all industries that they can do that. Okay, I've hit pause. February 10th, 1930. Right before the deadline, so we've got until 7, so we've got like 5 months left. I want to keep a little bit of in-game time though, just for what I'm doing. Because what I'm going to be doing is royally annoying the towns. Yes. So what do I mean by that? Well, I don't want to rearrange the stations I've got in place just to get access to the mail service if one decides to get put in. Basically. So, I'm going to be very, very mean. I'm going to bully these towns quite a bit. And I'm going to do that by laying in roads for them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it needs to go as far as there. And this is why, like, I try to wait a while and have a bunch of money left over, ready to go. So that should be there. Admittedly, how viable this is depends on how you want to play at the end of the day. That's going to be caught. I don't want that. These roads up here, so delete, delete, delete. Force them back. Because mail service is one of those industry buildings you can't actually do anything with. Sadly. So you can't build them, you can't demolish them, as far as I know, you can't do anything like that. So, what we're going to do is go into the town, go into the extensions for the town, and then scroll down. We've got growth restricted, which costs 50 a pop. Nasty. But we've also got town growth area, which is minus 25, which is a new residential home site. That has its own uses, but right now the restricted is what we want, so... we're just going to make sure that the town can't get anywhere. And actually that's slightly wrong, I wanted this row here. Yeah. Gotta make sure you got it right. Go on there as well. And actually this consumes money really fast. Like really, really fast. So that's why I was like, how much you want to do it is entirely down to you, but it does consume a lot. Okay, so that's fairly restricted. I've got some town buildings in there that are outside it, but that's already consumed like multiple thousands. The idea is to force it so that when it expands, when it gets its population boom, because when you advance the era, towns grow, they expand roads, they add new industries. I want to make sure that the post office at the very least stays in this catchment area where the station can already get to it. But it's prohibitively expensive to try and do much of, which is why I've got 6 stations, but I don't think I'm going to bother to do this at all of them, because I can't afford it. This one... I'm going to say let's do it to this one as well. Let's bully this town as well. Yeah. Just make sure that it's going to stay in the general area. Though I don't know if they actually expand roads off these individual houses or not either. So that's one of the reasons why you might want to use the housing extension area. But that's all this is really. That's a little thing, a little curio that may or may not be useful to you. Honestly, it's a bunch of busy work, so, you know, up to you if you decide what to do it, I suppose. Alright. Those thousands allow me to more or less lock down 2 towns. If they extend off house placements, then I am in serious trouble. But there's not much I can do about it, because that's even more expensive than what I was just doing. I mean, demolishing houses are like 300 to 600 cash a time, so not exactly something you can really do much of, not at this early on. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to say go ahead, I'm going to do the thing, and adapt to what happens. I'm going to let this place do whatever it wants. Cole, I summon ye. Okay, that's within the zone. Let's check the town at the other end, see what happens. Good, good. Not only do I have 2 mail stations, which is excellent in and of itself, it doesn't extend the roads off houses, it only extends from existing roads, so that's locked the roads in to where I wanted them. Good to know, good to know. Right, next stage, advancement. Early access, get a free engine. Not an important one, that, as I said before. 200, 200, 100. Opportunity. Deliver 200 coal and iron ore to any foundry for 200 cash. Cool. Deforestation is already 20% complete. And it's still got the best part 4 years to go. Let's see, what's the industry layout like now? We've got a foundry up north, kinda. Okay. Some foundries. Most of the stuff seems to have scattered down to the south and west. And I have got a new town. Sorry, two new villages. It looks like. Yeah, 2 new ones. I've got Dundee, and I've got London. Wow, London's really small. But yeah, that's how you can kind of micromanage the expansion at the first stage jump. At least to try and get posts where you want it. But more importantly, that should have given me access to some new toys as well. So, let's see. Prussian T3, 284 class 65. And the GS2, oh, that monster. Expensive as all hell, but also powerful as all hell. And then, what I was waiting for in terms of upgrading our passenger capability, the dining car. If you want to squeeze the most out of every single passenger, make all your passenger cars first class. And make sure your train includes a dining car as well. So, yeah. Also postal and a few other bits and bobs. Right. Just need to do some more expansion. As always. Oh, I'm taking the plunge. It's going to be an absolute nightmare doing it, but here we go. I'll go ahead and ignite my first one. So train 37 is outfitted as a mail carrier. Carries up to 91 mail. Then train 34 is the passenger equivalent. Now here's the problem. Train 37 costs 500 cash, but 75 coal. Not too bad. But train 34, 145 cash, 95 wood, 137 coal. So, not exactly the cheapest engine on the block. Not at that price. But I'm starting to roll these guys out in plans to replace the main line ones. So, our original line, the longest line, the most profitable line, Hereford to Kirkbyde, is now going to get these heavy-duty engines on them. Of course, part of the track is still shared by the other two lines, so that's going to get in the way a bit, but that's how it goes, you know? Come here. Thank you. We'll just have to deal with that, I suppose. Look at this. This thing is absolutely storming along as we go. And it sounds a bit weird, I know, but that's because of the acceleration, deceleration. Hang on a sec. Why have you gone that way? Train 34, where are you going? Your orders... Oh, I didn't give you any orders. Oopsie daisy. You're meant to go from there to there. Yes. You're an idiot. Well, actually, no, I'm the idiot. I'm the one that didn't order it. No wonder it was changing acceleration so much. I wasn't sure where it was going. Turns out it didn't know either. There you go. That'll fix it. You saw nothing. Right. Now, where is train 37? Quite happily chugging along, doing 50 kilometers an hour. Sorry, 50 miles an hour. Should be doing better than that, but it's not overweight. It's actually bang on weight, but it's doing 50. Don't know why. Oh wait, I know why. I think there's a speed limit for the wagons, isn't there? I don't know. I want to say there's a speed limit for the wagons, but I'm not sure there is. Almost launched that without catching it. There we go. And hey, we've got ourselves some decent engines going. And just for good measure, I'm going to buy one more. Oh, I don't quite have enough coal. Yeah, if you're using these guys, you have to actually keep your coal supply decent, because they chew through a lot of coal real quick. But still, that passenger train is going to get nearly 1,000 when it gets where it's going. And this first class train, 72 passengers on board, is worth 500 when it gets there. And since it's going to get there in, it's 50% faster as well. So more profit, more speed. Just more expensive and intensive to operate. And here's a random thing, just randomly popped up. Forgotten train. What about locals upper depot? Less to us for a couple of winters. According to documents, it doesn't belong to us, but nobody's claiming it. Shamelessly, that isn't it? So a class 65. We have Forgotten train. It's a free train in our depot. The problem is, well, it's a Forgotten 65. It's ruined. 600 horsepower, 47 miles an hour. 700 horsepower, 53 miles per hour. The 65s, by the way, are the ones we want to be taking over our industrial trains, really. Because it only costs 1 coal to operate. But, actually, no, hang on. Yeah, I think the 65 is... No, the Russian is slightly faster, but it's also heavier. And heavier and longer. I think the 65 is slightly better down. It's a little bit less speed, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to decide on that when I do industrial upgrades. But for now, though, we're going to end there. I mean, it's only 1932. Only 1932. But we've got a new separate wood line, we've got our coal running, we've advanced our era to era 2. I know, we're not... We're still well behind where Dama is. We'll catch up, eventually, maybe. I've also surveyed the map a bit more as well, looking at things, and I think a great bet is to go for this foundry up here, right where our existing industrial lines and our toolworks are. And then, once we've got that one saturated, going for this one up here is a good idea as well. Why those? Because some of the foundries go and produce 6 iron. Some of them do 7. Well, the rare ones do 8. 5 and 5 into 8. So that's that. Unfortunately, I don't have any toolworks with a bonus to irons. All the toolworks I've got only give 1 iron token each. So, yeah, we're going to have to... We can just throw them whatever toolworks we want to, basically. But yeah, just go ahead and sell off some stock. Yep, there we go. Get rid of those trains. We can almost repay our loan. So honestly, we can do some more track laying. We need more specialised stuff. So I think that's where we're going to start off next time, getting some more industrial lines in. But until then, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, and gives me those virtual head pats I oh so crave. And I'll see you all some other time, where we get bigger trains. Well, actually no, that's a lie. These trains are as big as we can get right now. Still not... Well, actually no, that one's running slow because it's running behind a different engine. Never mind. I was going to say, why is that one still going slow? But it turns out it has no choice. Oh, I remember what it was. They're going slow because these are not high-speed rail lines. The rail lines literally can't let them go faster than this. Can I build those yet? No, that's the next era. I think, when we get access to better tracks. Ah well. High capacity engines anyway.